I don't know.
I could also come back with the proposal when I'm presenting the 360.
Yeah, I think that might,
tool.
perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, that would be great. Then you can have all the statistics of, is it a percentage or whatever? And, AI is a wonderful thing and can call the information on its own.
Yes.
So.
Summarize this for me, please.
So now we are going to board appointments. So we have the Environmental Resources Management. We have to pick one
It is what it is.
one appointee, either, staff is looking for a recommendation, a motion to approve either Tommy Stroud or Jeffrey Hessel, neither of which is in the audience. Oh, well. I didn't see Tommy.
Madam Mayor,
Yes, sir.
can we reverse? What did we just agree to? Did we agree to a sample? Did we vote?
First off, the
Oh,
360 isn't going to be for this immediate period. And the HR director, Mr. Khan, is going to come back to us with this is what the 360 is going to do. This is the sampling we're going to take. It'll be either a percentage of the department. Hopefully, it'll all be AI integrated so that you can fill it out online, and then AI will call the information and give us our answers. But it won't be for whatever we're doing immediately. It won't be for that. It'll be for the following evaluation.
I just have to advocate for my attorneys right now because I'm working with professionals and they all have loud voices and they will want to speak. So if you're telling them that some of them get to speak and some do not, they are not going to be happy. And I'm just telling you the way it is.
If you've got 49 attorneys that want to answer the question, they're the
It's
360?
not 49 attorneys,
47.
but probably about 25.
How about when the time comes and we have our options, we'll talk about it then.
That's fine, thank you.
You're welcome. Who wants to speak? Anybody else want to speak? Okay, we are now on board appointments. We are going to the Environmental Resources Management Division is looking for an appointee to the Groundwater and Natural Resource Protection Board. We have 2 nominations. One is Tommy Stroud and one is Jeffrey Hessel. So we just have to say who we want, and whoever gets the most amount of votes wins. Commissioner Woodward.
I apologize, I didn't pull the backup for either of these two. Could you speak to the 2 individuals?
I sure can. For the record, Deb Drum, have the honor of serving as the Environmental Resources Management Director. Tommy Stroud, both of them have an engineering background, but you should know that this is an at-large citizen seat. And so there's no qualifications associated. You just have to be a concerned citizen. And both of them have that qualification as residents. Tommy Stroud is the executive director of the Lake Worth Drainage District, and he's also on our Palm Beach County Water Resources Task Force. Mr. Hessel, just pull up his resume. He, as far as I know, does not sit on another county board, and he also has an engineering background. I mean, they're both qualified.
Okay. Doesn't help us much, but you know what? I'll go first. I'll go first. I know Mr. Stroud, but he does sit on 2 boards. And I think our purpose here is to have as much input as we can. So I would go with Mr. Hessel.
I echo your comments exactly, and I will be voting for Mr. Hessel. And I appreciate Tommy Stroud's great work.
Thank you. Commissioner Powell.
Tommy Stroud.
Commissioner Woodward.
I do know Tommy Stroud, but I agree. We have him a couple times, and I would vote for Mr. Hessel. So,
Thank you.
but thank them both.
Commissioner Flores. Okay, so we have 2 for Stroud, 3 for Hessel. So let's send Mr. Hessel a letter of congratulations, and let's send Mr. Stroud a thank you. We look forward to your service on the other 2 boards.
Absolutely, will do so. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, commission district appointments. Commissioner Powell, do you have any? And what was it that that Vice Mayor Baxter was looking for?
That was a staff direction for Vice Mayor Baxter. Do you want me to do that one too? Or you
No,
want me
we'll
to?
do that under BCC comments.
Okay,
If you have district appointments, let's do those.
thank you. I'd like to appoint Angela Jones Van to the Zoning Commission. She's on the Planning Commission currently. I would like to appoint her to the Zoning Commission.
Sure she's going to serve on both boards? Or is she moving from one to another?
Well, right now,
Not that it matters, because it's your appointment, so you can do whatever you'd like, so.
as of today, she'll be on both, but with the caveat that she will be removed from the planning board as soon as I have a replacement, but I don't want to have a vacancy right now, so.
Okay. And I'm looking at our attorney, can you serve on both the planning and the zoning? Just want to be covered correctly.
I believe that's not a problem, but if it is, I'll be notifying Commissioner's office, and we'll proceed accordingly.
Perfect. Okay. Any other appointments?
Not at this time, ma'am.
Thank you. Commissioner Weiss? Commissioner Woodward?
None at this time?
Commissioner Flores?
Yes, I'm reappointing Tracy Caruso to the Housing Finance Authority, and Commissioner Sachs requested to appoint Linda Dubo to the Housing Finance Authority.
Okay. We've got that. And I have no appointments at this time. So now we'll move on to staff comments. Does our administrator have any comments? Or are you done? Are you tired? We're all tired.
I will be quick. I've got receive and file. We are updating them. The signal synchronization phase 2, that request for appropriations has been submitted. We're working with our partners in order to get, hopefully, approved funding. So we are working on that. The South County Civic Center Appreciation Plate, we're working with the district commissioner who requested it. We need some clarification, whether we were just moving the plate or naming the entire building. So we're working with the district commissioner on that issue. Our for sale units, you gave us direction to go back and work with the Housing Leadership Council and economic reps. Staff has met with them twice. We'll be bringing you an update when we are ready to move forward with the actual RFP for the bonds. So we'll bring that back. Fluoridation of water, we are looking to, I think it was spoken earlier that it'll be May, but we've got a full May workshop. So I'm going to ask the board to allow us to move that back to the June workshop, if that would be okay.
For the fluoride?
It's fluoride.
That's
yeah.
fine.
Okay. So we'll move that back to June. Our OFMB, our OFMB clerk joint presentation, as stated earlier, will be April 1st, and we'll bring that back to the board. And then I think most of this is filled out. There was a request for a breakdown of projects for capital. That is in your CIP, and all the details are in the CIP.
How about if you just send an email with that link to all the commissioners?
Yes, yes, ma'am. As you know, there's a link for the entire budget,
Yep.
but I'm happy to send a link. Cold weather shelters, we will be bringing an update on hurricane. We always do this right before hurricane season start. I moved that off the workshop. It is going to be a regular item, so we have plenty of time to address the items on the workshop. So we will be looking at that and bringing it back. And then I will ask that the board approve, receive and file for the directives at this time.
So moved.
I have a first from Commissioner Woodward, a second from Commissioner Flores. All in favor? Aye. That
Okay,
motion.
just a few more things.
Okay, well, you wanted us to receive and file this? Is
Yes,
there any?
please.
Okay, so we have a motion 5-0. That motion carries. Thank you.
Also, I would like to request the board's permission to negotiate with Jeff Green regarding the Ramada Inn and perform a due diligence of the facility during that period of time. We've done the appraisals. We want to see the condition of the structure, and then we'll negotiate. And if it falls within reasons, we'll come back to the board. And even if it doesn't, we'll come back to the board to report out. The other items, I would like some
So
direction
you need
in.
direction from us about that particular
Yes.
item, so.
I'd like to give that direction.
Okay.
Sorry.
Commissioner Woodward, do you have a question?
Yes, and we discussed this some in my agenda review yesterday. If the board wants to do this, I was just curious because I think there's a number of hotels that may start popping up as options for us. Did we want to have a discussion on how many of these particular units we would like to have? And how do we move forward with that? Because I believe once we pull the trigger on one of these, there's going to be a lineup of hotels that do not want to be renovated. They'd rather sell them to us, but we don't want to own all the hotels in the county that don't want to be renovated. So should we look at, we're looking for 300 total rooms in different places, or how should we proceed with this? Because it looks like we may have a lot of options, and if we're going to make these purchases, do we want them strategically placed in the county geographically? How many units are we actually looking at? I think this is a discussion that we should have, and I know Commissioner Sachs wants us to continue with the discussion on the tiny cottages. How does that play into all of this? But with the actual hotel rooms, how many are we looking at? Because this is 65 rooms. and then
160.
163, and La Quinta was around 114. I mean, we could quickly end up with, a number of these rooms. How many do we actually want to get? And not for nothing, but if we end up with hundreds of hotel rooms, there are neighboring counties who will start busing people to us. And we need to plan for what's the capacity we actually need for our county and not go overboard here. Is that something that would be a workshop item or something that's, okay?
I would
Yes,
believe
I
this
would
would be a workshop item.
I would recommend it be a workshop item. I am bringing Mr. Green to you because I gave him my word I would at least bring this to the board because we could not move without the board's further authorization. So we'll move forward if I've got that permission, and then we'll schedule the workshop because we have performed our time and count in time. That number did go down, but we think there are reasons. And we will never have enough rooms for things we cannot anticipate. So we'll do a workshop, we'll bring that back to the board.
Thank you. Commissioner Powell, you turned your light off. Commissioner Flores.
Yeah, so yesterday when I was discussing this with our team, I asked a very good question, I thought. Said, how much does it cost us to maintain these rooms
Operations and maintenance.
with the wraparound services? The answer that I received from Ms. Tammy Fields was $29,000 per unit per year. You multiply that by 114 units at La Quinta Inn, it's $3.3 million annually. Now, that's not including the how much is it, Ramon? 163? So let me do the quick math. 163 times 29,000. That's another $4.7 million on an annual basis that it's going to cost us to keep up with the wraparound services. So I just want to make sure that when we talk about how many units we want to commit to, that we understand that this is the overall dollars. It's not just buying the hotel, refurbishing it. It's also going to be operational costs that is going to be ongoing on an annual basis. So at this point in time, I don't feel comfortable with giving the go-ahead until I really know what the board wants to do. But if all we're talking about is just doing due diligence and entering conversation with Mr. Green, I'm okay with it.
You stole my question. It's right there. How do we pay for the ongoing operations and maintenance? Right there. So you stole my question.
That is the other component we need to bring back to you so we know what we're getting into when we start. We have an apartment complex right now that we own. However, we contract with one of our partners to operate, maintain it, and they do collect sliding scale rents to help offset the impact. So it's a matter of how the board wants us to set up this process. And so the workshop would be great, and we will be bringing back in estimates as to what it would cost.
Thank you. Commissioner Weiss?
Thank you, and great question, Commissioner Flores. But I will tell you that this was gone over. You all didn't go to Century Village, where we've had a number of town halls on this, and so this was an area specifically staff presented on was the operation and maintenance. I think the other thing going forward, we have depended on federal and state support, and I think we don't know where that stands going forward. And so I think at this point, until staff comes back with hard numbers, I would take, I think we just don't know until we understand what our costs are without any other supports, because ultimately that's what we're signing up for. And I think it's important that we know that. But I appreciate, and I think it's important also to look at Mr. Green's property, because nobody's saying we buy both, nobody's saying we buy one, nobody's saying we don't buy them all. It's just we need to see what these opportunities are, and then from there, and then hopefully this workshop to really, as I agree with you, Commissioner Woodward, to really look at it in its totality. And I share your concerns about other people, communities sending folks to be taken care of by Palm Beach County. Yeah, so I want to make sure we can take care of our own.
And that concludes my comments.
Thank you. Just one thing to think about as we're doing this. We just had units brought to us at $400,000 a unit, $300 and some odd thousand dollars a unit. For the La Quinta, if we bought it for $15 million, it's 131, because that was 114 units, right?
Yeah, but it works out to 150,000 at the is what we're looking at for that one.
Okay, well, I got 100. I took 15 million divided by 114. It comes up for. Okay, so there you go. So that is also something that goes into the equation. Is if we're buying this hotel and we're getting these rooms that can be renovated into a one-bedroom or a studio or something like that, and we can do this for a $150,000 a unit versus what we just, $400,000 a unit. This is a quick, easy, not easy, none of this is ever easy, but this is a more efficient use of our dollars. But there has to be requirements of who is coming in. Have they lived in the county 30 days? Have they lived in the county a year? Have they lived in the county 10 years? As Commissioner Woodward said, if we build it, they will come. We have folks here that we need to take care of, not the whole world. So, anything else, Administrator?
Not at all.
Okay, County Attorney.
I will forego the comments tonight.
Okay, BCC comments.
Madam Mayor,
Commissioner Powell.
thank you, Madam Mayor. I've been informed, late-breaking news, that we cannot have a person who sits on the Planning Commission also sit on the Zoning Commission. So I'm going to create a vacancy on the Planning Commission until I have the opportunity to speak with my current Zoning Commission commissioner to see if he would be interested in moving over there, and we'll fix that. So for now, we'll just move Angela's van to the Zoning Commission, therefore creating a vacancy on the Planning Commission until I can have a conversation with the gentleman to see if he'd be interested in making the move.
Perfect, thank you. Now,
you.
Going back to, do you have any general comments? And I think you said you had something from Vice Mayor Baxter.
Yes. Per Vice Mayor Baxter, I would like to give staff direction to initiate a text amendment to the comprehensive plan to have the initiation of a countywide future land use text amendments be reviewed by the Ag Enhancement Council for an advisory opinion on all amendments that affect the ag industry.
I don't see where they have the authority.
Could,
Yes. Come on, Patrick.
thank you.
Yeah, I think we should actually have the vice mayor here for that, and we have a meeting next week? We have a
Yes.
meeting next week?
Yes, we have a meeting next week.
So this way we can hear her justification.
Can do.
But,
Quick explanation.
quick explanation.
Many items ag-related through the years we have taken to the Ag Enhancement Council, staff initiated, was equestrian waste, floodplain, a lot of points along the way. Understanding is it was an attempt to memorialize the practice, but certainly we'll be here and ready to discuss further next week.
Thank you. Yes,
Patrick?
Commissioner Woodward.
Patrick?
Patrick?
So right now, we do this, but it's optional if it's deemed necessary.
We've got an item, for instance, that you'll be seeing in May on farm worker housing. We're taking that to the Ag Enhancement Council. It's just been our practice when we know items relate to, have an impact on the ag industry, and want to be really clear. County text amendments, not site-specific ones, not text amendments that support a site-specific amendment, for instance, in the Ag Reserve. We haven't done that.
I look forward to the vice mayor.
And just to opine on what Patrick said, in terms of her giving direction to staff to initiate, staff direction to initiate a text amendment to the comprehensive plan to have the initiation of, this would go in the comp plan, of countywide future land use text amendments to be reviewed by the Ag Enhancement Council for an advisory opinion. So they would then review this if it's to the, if it's in the comp plan for future land use for an advisory opinion only. So if they gave an advisory opinion, if they knew about it, it doesn't mean that their opinion would stop or move something forward if it affects the ag industry only.
Don't
So
they have that ability already?
If you read the resolution for the Ag Enhancement Council, it's very broad and does that. It's just coming from the different approach of us bringing something to them. So Ag Enhancement Council function, I think, works. It's what we're bringing to them. And I would, should the board want to initiate and discuss this next week, we'd put something in the comp plan. It would also speak to code items as well for those who were here, landscape services. There were no comp plan changes of any context, big context that were necessary, but it had an impact.
I don't think this is necessary, but.
Thank you.
We'll have this conversation next week when the vice mayor's here.
Understand, thank you.
Thank you. Anything else? Commissioner Powell?
Yes, I would like permission to do 2 off-site proclamations. One for Belinda C. Smith, who is the pastor-elect for Mount Zion Missionary Baptist Church. That will be on March 16th. And then another one honoring Aaron Lockhart and Christopher Redding for their outstanding contributions to the music and the community. That will be on March the 29th.
I have a motion and a second. The second was from Commissioner Weiss. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? See that motion carries 5-0 for both of those items.
Had a lot of stuff going.
Anything else?
That is it for now. Thank
How
you.
about if we come back to Commissioner Weiss? Okay, Commissioner Flores. Uh-oh.
So I'm requesting an off-site approval for proclamation declaring March 14th, 2025 as the 50th anniversary of Evangelical Bible College and Seminary.
Got a second from Commissioner Woodward. All in favor? All opposed? See that motion carries 5-0.
Awesome. I also have one from, I was cleaning up and I think I lost it. A proclamation for Commissioner Baxter. I may have to come back to that. I do want to acknowledge and thank Todd Bonlaren for his leadership in Washington. As we were there last week lobbying, I mentioned this earlier in a meeting. I thought, Todd, you did a magnificent job. I am extremely thankful for the work that you did. I could see how that was like your Super Bowl. although Carolyn did lay into you a little bit. No, but Todd, seriously, in all honesty, I thought you did great, not only in Washington, but in Tallahassee. We appreciate your leadership and everything that you did. I look forward to continuing to work with you and as we get some of these things across the end line. I do have one statement that I wanted to read. So as we recently learned our county administrator decision to retire, I want to take a moment to acknowledge and express my appreciations, which I did earlier. So for her years of service to our community, this is a significant transition for our county, and it's critical that we approach it in a very thoughtful and with due diligence. Given the importance of this role, I believe it's in the best interest of the commission and residents we serve to allow for a structured and transparent process. This includes considering the appointment of an interim administrator and establishing a well-defined plan for the search and hiring process of our next county administrator. To ensure that all commissioners and stakeholders have an opportunity to weigh in, I propose that we formally add this discussion to our next scheduled meeting. I understand Commissioner Weiss will be presenting some items. This will allow us to deliberate with the appropriate preparation and input necessary for a smooth and effective transition. I look forward to working with my colleagues to ensure that this process is handled in a way that best serves the future of the county. So I guess all I'm asking is that we add it to the agenda next meeting so that we can discuss the proper process.
How's our next agenda looking these days?
Huh?
How's our next agenda?
When you say the next agenda, are you?
The next meeting.
Well, our next meeting is our workshop next week, and then I know a lot of people are leaving to go to Fact Ledge Day, so if we get too long in the process, we're going to start losing people, so.
First meeting in May.
I defer it to the administration to decide when is the best appropriate time, but I mean, there is a long list that Commissioner Weiss just brought before us today, so I think we should have a time to unpack and then have a discussion. I mean, the future of the county.
I don't disagree. I just don't want us to be rushed, and
I don't either.
And the workshop is already chock-a-block full.
Madam Mayor.
It is, however, Mayor, we could make this our first item. We can modify it and make this our first item so you have time to discuss it, because I do believe we need some direction. I know that we are concerned about it. I'm concerned about it. However, if we can lay out a process, especially if we're gonna go outside, I prefer we don't, but if we do, I can give you a layout of what happens if we stay inside and if we go outside. Whatever the board wants to do, but if we're gonna go outside, it's gonna take a little more time. We currently have contracts available that we could potentially use if we wanted to go outside.
Okay, I have a feeling we're going to have a little bit more discussion on this. Commissioner Weiss.
Just a reminding, we have La Quinta on next Tuesday.
Okay, so that's going to be a lot of people from a lot of places. It's going to be, like I said, next Tuesday is going to be a busy day, but if it's okay with the board, we'll put this. Ms. Kaufman.
I just wanted to, if La Quinta is the only thing on the workshop, then we can reschedule workshop items. We do need to address this promptly.
I think, what's our workshop schedule for next week? How about if we start there?
For the 18th, we've got the John D. And Catherine MacArthur Foundation Safety Challenge with CJC. We have updates on CJC, and then we also have your book, Admin/HR County Efficiency Study. That's the binder that you put together for all the board members.
Okay, so we've now moved La Quinta to next week also?
That's on the, yes.
So that's, and that
That's
would,
one, that's gonna be a regular item.
that will be a
on there.
regular item, and this would be a regular item. So we would do La Quinta and this as our regular items first. So do we want to do La Quinta first, or do we want to do?
La Quinta's gonna, yeah, you're gonna have busloads of people here.
So let's do this first and then do La Quinta? No, do La Quinta first, and then we will do, well, then we'll take this up.
I will also speak with staff regarding 2 of the workshops to see if it's crucial that it goes in March. Can we move it? Okay, so we will move the John D. MacArthur and the update for CJC. We'll move it to our regular meeting in
Okay.
March.
Then we'll take La Quinta
in
first,
April.
followed by
Okay.
a continuation of this discussion.
Okay.
Okay. Commissioner Woodward.
Thank you. Just good job, Palm Beach County Days, everyone. Look forward, I'm sure you'll mention the mayor's ball. I did get me some boots, so hopefully everybody, I learned what Nash Vegas means, so I'm ready. And I just wanted to thank everyone for today. Oh, you'll be surprised. Thank everyone for today. It's been a rough week and a half or so. It's only been 10 days, but it felt like a lot longer. And I think we handled ourselves very well today. I'm proud of us as a board, proud of us as staff, and look forward to this transition, and ready to pass this off to Commissioner Weiss, but I do think we need to discuss some of this tonight. Even we're here, I know there's only 5 of us, but some of this discussion should start tonight.
So I'll do my announcements quickly. So yes, the mayor's ball is Saturday. Nash Vegas is really what Nashville calls itself. I'm wearing boots, a hat, and some bling and stuff, whatever. But the bottom line is, whatever we do on Saturday, no matter how we dress, we're raising money for the Homeless Coalition. That's the bottom line of the event. And we are sold out with over 500 people that are supporting the Homeless Coalition on Saturday. So I look forward to everybody everybody who has purchased a ticket. I look forward to seeing you there. And I do want to add that Palm Beach County Family Day, the second day, day 2, at Cacti Park of the Palm Beaches will be held on Friday, March 21st at 6:05, featuring the Florida Marlins and the Washington Nationals. Bring the whole family and make sure to get there early to enjoy team warm-ups, batting practice, and to watch Administrator Berdini Baker and myself throw out the first pitch. And I'm throwing it underhand, and I'm not chipping because I can't chip with broken ribs, but I can throw a ball underhand. But anyway, that's just a public service announcement. Come out and support. So all of those folks in Palm Beach County that want to partake in Palm Beach County Family Day, we look forward to seeing you at Cacti Park on Friday, March 21st. We'll say it again because we have a couple more meetings between now and then, but just a reminder. And I have nothing else that I want to add, so Commissioner Weiss, take it away.
Can I do the SACS
Oh, yes, please, Commissioner Flores.
Commissioner Sachs is requesting to do an off-site proclamation declaring March 21st, 2025 as American Heritage School Stallion Day.
We have a first and a second. Second from Commissioner Woodward. All in favor? All opposed? See that the motion carries 5-0. Okay, Commissioner Weiss, take it away.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to request an off-site proclamation recognizing the 10th anniversary of the Bcc Center for Creative Arts Gala.
Second from Commissioner Woodward. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? See that that motion carries 5-0.
Okay, I'll do this very briefly. I'm requesting that staff come back with, or to have a discussion on an ordinance, county ordinance allowing speed cameras in school zones.
Oh, I like that.
It was something the state had put through last year, and a number of our municipalities have already invoked these ordinances, and I think it would be something good for the safety around our schools.
Okay.
All right, and then last, to bring it back to us, yeah. Let's explain what it is, how it works, and we can decide whether we want to do it. All right, and then in going over, obviously, with our administrator's retirement, I went out and put together a couple drafts of just transition plan and for, potential, how we might handle this, and came up with 2 drafts. I sent them to you. I think they cover a lot of the areas I thought were important, were to make sure that we have community involvement, that it's a transparent and open process, and that we look far and wide for a possible candidate. But again, it's just a draft, and to be perfectly transparent, I used artificial intelligence, gave it a really great prompt, and was able to get this out of 2 different models. And so I have no personal point of authorship in this, so if you want to be critical of it, I take no personal offense, because it was a computer that did this great work for us. So, but I thought it'd be a good starting off point, because it covers a lot of the issues I think we need to go through, and came up with some reasonable timelines to get these things done. So.
And I also actually pulled up quite a few job descriptions of county administrator positions that are online right now through, what is it, International County Administrators, ICMA, and also Pinellas County has a good description of the job that they just filled. Orange County, California actually has a very, very good job description for county administrator. So I think there's a lot of tools out there to help us with this. It'll be up to the board to decide where we want to go for the interim administrator. And I see that there's qualifications here. I'll just throw out Bob Weissman just because. I think it's easy, and there's no on-the-job training, and he's familiar with the territory, which would be a great interim choice. But again, this is for all of us to decide. The most important thing that we're going to be deciding is who our long-term administrator is. And given the fact that Ms. Baker is going to deliver us a budget before she leaves, I think our interim will be the person just steering the ship, making sure we're going the right direction until we hire our permanent administrator. Greg, these are great guidelines to get started, to start the conversation. And, we'll have a much bigger conversation next week, but I think this is great. Thank you. Commissioner Woodward.
Thank you, Mayor, and thank you for bringing up Mr. Weissman. I know he was in a number of conversations that I had, and as we haven't been able to have conversations about this until today, I didn't know, has he been contacted? What do we know? Is this something that we as a board would say to talk to him, or next week we'll be discussing interims? Because that's something I think we need to line up pretty quickly, along with the process for finding the permanent solution to this. So is that something that we will be able to do by Tuesday, to have these conversations, and who would be taking the lead on that?
Well, I think on Tuesday, what we'll do as a board is, if we have other suggestions, I know that I have spoken with, all of us had an array of phone calls over the last several days. And I did talk to Mr. Weissman and asked him, would he be interested in just the interim position? He said yes. He has no interest in this as a permanent position. He's been there, done that, has the T-shirt, doesn't need to do it again. But his familiarity with the county and with the staff as we're transitioning keeps us afloat. But it is not up to me to decide. I do know that he is interested, and we can bring that back for further discussion on Tuesday.
Thank you.
I see.
Oh, sorry.
Okay,
I also
go right
wanted to thank Commissioner Weiss for this. I admit I didn't make it through all 16 pages or so of both documents, but it looks very good, and giving us a week to kind of process some of this, it'll be a good discussion on Tuesday. So thank you.
Mm-hmm. And I'll go ahead and send the board some of those job descriptions that I was able to pull up. Since we're moving forward with this, let's have as much information as we can, not as little. Okay. Commissioner Weiss, do you want to have anything you want to add to that?
Well, I just think other than, I think I'm I'm good moving forward with that. I think I have, again, I don't have any issue with Mr. Weissman either. I think your assessment, hopefully this will be done relatively quickly, and it is, as you say, really just helping keep us heading in the direction we've already been put in by our current county administrator. So, I am also open to if there's other folks that we may know or somebody else may be aware of, but that seemed reasonable as well, as somebody who knows the county. And
I just see someone in that position who has no interest in being the permanent.
I understand, and I agree with that too. I think that's probably a good
Stipulation for whoever we decide for interim that's all they are. They're not, I think it would be an unfair advantage to them if they, exactly, substitute teacher.
Well, and I think it also, I think what I heard about the last time the county did this, there was a feeling, I think, by the folks at large that they were at an unfair advantage, that really the focus was really on internal candidates. And so by having an interim that's not part of that, I think it makes people feel like this really is a much more open process, that they would be considered, and so hopefully the best quality people would be willing to, because obviously it's a big step when you put your name out there that you're looking for another job, everybody knows about it, and you've put your current job at risk, and people don't want to do that lightly.
Thank you. Commissioner Powell.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I just want to make sure this is a more broad conversation. It's a more comprehensive conversation that should be held with the full board. Some opinions that have just been expressed may not be the opinions of everyone on the board. Certainly not my opinions. There's a lot of things that have changed over time. So in the essence of looking at this more comprehensively, I would beg that we cease all further conversations until we are here with the full board to discuss our thoughts and opinions on what should happen further, who should we look at for an interim, and let us have the opportunity to all have input. With that being said, I must be out of here by 7 because it is Election Day.
That's it. Well, that's the last item on our agenda, and I don't have any more comments. I don't believe any other comments are here. So with that, we are adjourned at 6:55.